Anita was only 8 years old when her world turned upside down. Her mother, Helen, had been the warm light in their small but cozy home. She was the kind of mother who braided Anita's hair every morning before school, left handwritten notes in her lunchbox, and always had a warm smile waiting for her at the end of the day. But that light dimmed one rainy Thursday morning when Helen passed away unexpectedly after a short illness. The house felt colder, quiet, empty. Before her mother's death, Anita had been a bright and lively girl. She loved helping her mom bake banana bread on Sunday afternoons, twirling around the living room in her favorite yellow dress, and reading mystery novels under her blanket with a flashlight. Her laughter echoed through the house like a melody. Helen often told James she's going to be a force of nature when she grows up. Her father, James, was devastated. He was a gentle man, a soft-spoken accountant who always put his family first. But losing Helen shattered him. He tried his best to carry on, waking up early to make breakfast, packing Anita's school bag, and helping with homework when he wasn't too tired. But it was never quite the same. James began to falter at work. He would forget meetings, make errors in calculations, and sit staring blankly at spreadsheets. His co-workers noticed. At first, they sympathized, offering to help or cover for him. But as weeks turned to months, the whispers began. James needs help. He can't keep this up. Maybe he should remarry. Your little girl needs a mother. At first, James resisted the idea. The thought of anyone replacing Helen seemed unthinkable. But as the burdens mounted, dirty laundry piling up, bills unpaid, Anita's quiet sadness, he started to consider it. Maybe they were right. Maybe a new wife could bring stability back into their lives. Maybe Anita needed a maternal figure. And so, James met Mercy. She was beautiful, with deep brown eyes and a warm smile that seemed to light up the room. She was kind and attentive to James, often bringing him lunch at work or reminding him to take his medications. She was generous with compliments and quick with laughter. James felt alive again. After a whirlwind courtship of just 3 months, they were married in a quiet ceremony. Anita wore a pale blue dress and forced a smile. She didn't know how to feel about Mercy. Her father looked happy, and that was something she hadn't seen in a long time. Maybe, just maybe, things would be okay. They weren't. The very first night after the wedding, Anita sensed something was wrong. Mercy, who had been all sweetness and charm before, suddenly seemed cold. She scolded Anita for leaving her shoes at the door. She criticized the way she chewed her food. When James was around, she was the picture of kindness. But the moment he left the room, her eyes turned sharp. "You're not a child anymore," Mercy snapped one evening when Anita asked for help with her homework. "Figure it out yourself." Anita tried to tell her father. Once, he listened, frowned, and asked Mercy about it. Mercy laughed it off. "Oh, James, she's just adjusting. It's not easy for a girl her age. She misses her mother. We all do." James looked torn but didn't press further. Over time, Mercy's mistreatment grew worse. She would assign Anita long, tiring chores right after school, scrubbing floors, cleaning bathrooms, ironing piles of clothes, and punish her if she didn't finish. She locked away the snacks and treats, telling Anita she didn't deserve them. She hid Anita's favorite books, claiming she must have lost them. At school, Anita's spark began to fade. She used to be a top student, loved by her teachers for her enthusiasm and creativity. Now, she barely spoke in class. Her drawings were filled with dark shades, often featuring lonely figures standing in empty rooms. Her best friend, Clara, tried to reach her. "You used to smile all the time," Clara said during lunch one day. "What happened?" Anita just shrugged. James remained oblivious. He left early for work and returned late, exhausted. On weekends, Mercy ensured he stayed busy or distracted, often taking him out on errands or visiting friends. Whenever Anita tried to talk to him alone, Mercy always found a way to interrupt. One particular Saturday, Mercy accused Anita of stealing a necklace. "This went missing from my drawer," she said, holding the empty jewelry box. "And there's only one person in this house who could have taken it." Anita was horrified. "I didn't take anything." Mercy raised her hand, and for a terrifying moment, Anita thought she would strike her. But James walked in just then, tired from a long meeting. "What's going on?" he asked, looking between the two. Mercy quickly changed her tone. "I think Anita might have misplaced one of my necklaces. I'm sure it's just a mistake." James frowned but said nothing more. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. Anita had come home with a fever. She was burning up, shivering as she tried to finish the dishes. Mercy noticed but didn't care. "If you can stand, you can clean," she said coldly. Anita tried to hold back tears as she wiped the counter, her body trembling. She didn't notice James standing at the doorway, having come home early. "What's going on here?" he asked sharply. Mercy froze. Anita turned, her eyes wide with surprise. James walked in, his eyes taking in the scene, his daughter pale and shaking, a pile of dishes in the sink, Mercy standing with folded arms. "She's just being lazy, James," Mercy began. "She always exaggerates." But James wasn't convinced. He walked over and placed a hand on Anita's forehead. She was burning. "Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you take her to the doctor?" he demanded. Mercy stammered. I didn't think it was that bad." James didn't respond. He picked Anita up and carried her to the car. The doctor diagnosed her with a severe case of the flu. She needed rest, fluids, and care. James took time off work to stay home. For the first time in months, he was truly present. As Anita recovered, James began to notice things he hadn't before. How Mercy never left them alone, how Anita flinched when Mercy entered the room, how quiet and sad his daughter had become. One night, he sat Anita down. "Tell me the truth, sweetheart. Don't protect anyone. Just tell me." And so, Anita did. Everything. The chores, the punishments, the coldness, the loneliness. James was devastated. He confronted Mercy, who tried to deny it at first. But James had made up his mind. He told her he wanted a separation, that he needed to protect his daughter. Mercy left the house the next day. Anita felt a strange mix of relief and sadness. She had never wanted to break her father's heart, but for the first time in a long time, she felt safe. Weeks passed. James focused on rebuilding their bond. They started having dinner together, taking weekend walks, even laughing again. He apologized often, and Anita always forgave him. He enrolled her in a painting class, something Helen had always wanted for her. Mercy, in the meantime, faced her own reckoning. She had grown up in a strict household herself, one where affection was earned through obedience. When she married James, she thought she could finally have a family of her own, but her unresolved grief and envy poisoned that chance. She sought counseling and began volunteering at a center for troubled youth, trying to make amends for the bitterness she had spread. Then, one morning, Mercy returned. She looked different. Her eyes were tired, her shoulders slumped. She asked to speak with Anita alone. "I don't deserve your forgiveness," she said softly, "but I want to ask anyway. I was cruel. I was jealous. You reminded me of the life I never had, of the daughter I lost. I was wrong. I know that now." Anita said nothing. "I understand if you never want to see me again," Mercy continued, "but I needed to say I'm sorry. Truly sorry." Anita looked at her, really looked at her. For the first time, she saw the pain behind the cruelty, the loss, the regret. "I forgive you," Anita said quietly. Tears spilled down Mercy's cheeks. She stands up and then hugs each other. James also forgives her and gives her another chance. They began to live as one big family again. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories.